If you look closely at today's tech world, the most successful developers are not always the most talented ones. They are the most visible, the most connected, and often the most active in communities. So the really question is not how good you are, it's how do people discover you. Today, we are going to explore how open source communities are changing that reality for developers across Africa. So, we'll discuss how open source communities actually create really opportunities for African developers beyond CVs and job boards. It's a pleasure for today to welcome Ngazetungue Muheue, co-founder of Python Namibia, Django Namibia, and founder of Ubuntu Namibia community, Python Software Foundation Fellow, and Django Software Foundation member. Hello, everyone. My name is Didas Mbarushimana. I'm a software engineer and community builder, passionate about open source and developer growth in Africa. So, we want to go deep in this topic of today. Ngazetungue Muheue, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Didas, for having me. Thank you,
Sure.
everyone, for joining. My name is Ngazetungue Muheue, and from Namibia. I'll be talking to you about how open source community create real opportunity for African developer. Just a little bit about me. I'm a software engineer or a developer. I'm an open source contributor, advocate. I'm a founder of White CMS. I'm a Python Software Foundation Fellow, Django Software Foundation individual member. I'm one of the founder of Ubuntu Namibia and co-founder of Python Namibia and other initiatives like Django Namibia. I'm one of the co-founder of Python Africa as well as Django Africa, and I'm a Ubuntu contributor. You know Ubuntu, those who are into Linux, I've been part of that community for quite some time now. I've been speaking at many international conferences and also organizing those conferences. Yeah. How the actually now I just want to look at how I started my tech journey. I started my tech journey in early 2010. It's quite some times now, and from there, because I had some personal problems that forced me to join tech, and I can't go deep into that. It's a bit more personal, but for those who have been part of the open source community, they know why I joined software industry or tech industry. And then from there, I joined the University of Namibia. I'm a computer science graduate. And then 2014, that's when I started using Python. I'm more into Python. Beside any other tech stacks, I'm more into Python. And then 2014, that's when I started using Python. And 2015, I attended the first Python conference in Namibia. That was the conference that was organized by the University of Namibia and the University of Cardiff in Wales through their project called Phoenix Project. Yeah. Then during that conference, then we sort of having organization or the society that will be looking after the Python activity within Namibia. That's when we started a Python Namibia communities. This community started many initiatives. One, that's Django Namibia. Two, the Pynam Scholar. Pynam Scholars, that is initiative that looks after the high school learners or the students. If you pay attention to Python Namibia, you will notice that we always have educational day during that conference. because we want to bring young people or high school learner into open source communities. Then we give 2 days of that as part of the PyCon Namibia. Yeah, my journey been a bit quite busy. I've been contributing to different conferences, summit around the world, giving presentations, reviewing talks. Please don't beat me if your talk was not accepted at certain conferences. I know I have contributed to many talk reviews, grant opportunities, and even for some of you guys, when it
So,
comes to yeah,
which means you checked also my mind
it depends on which conference. It depends on which conference.
from US.
Yeah. PyCon US, I reviewed DjangoCon US. Was it last year and this year?
For this year.
I'm
Let me
not
say
sure
that.
about this year. This year, no. This year,
Okay.
no. Yeah, I think last year.
Okay.
Then other conference, the EuroPython, I've been a review of that conference. PyCon Africa, DjangoCon Africa. It's obvious PyCon Namibia's. I'm part of it, but we work as a team. There are many contributors who review talks, review grants, visas, and all these. But I've been part of most of the time. I give presentations. I give presentation about open source community, how people create community in their respective countries, and how do they maybe after creating all these uh, initiative in their respective countries, how are they going to benefit as individuals? Because sometimes you can't be a volunteer and then at the end you are not going to benefit. Then I'm always encouraging people to also maybe through giving presentations, organizing, they should also try to also to apply maybe to job funding, scholarships, and all sort of things. Yeah, today we'll be talking about how open source community create real opportunity for African developers. I'm not going to focus more on the software side of this, but then I'll be looking at the community itself. I know the community involve the software at the same time. It also involve the contribution to this the community itself. And I always like this quote. That is, are you there? I think Didas. I'm not sure whether he is, because I can't see him on my side. But then let's continue because I can see you guys are live. It's always that quote that says open source is about collaborating, not competing. Always looking at Casey Hathor quote, because I'm always saying that if you are into open source, you have to make sure that you get something out of it. You are not going to compete with anyone. You are there to contribute to the communities, and you are there to get the skills, and you are there to also to use that opportunity to get opportunity. What is open source community? Open source community is a global group of people who openly build, improve, and share software together. And at the same time, these people they contribute to the development or the implementations on different infrastructures within their respective communities. If you look at these pictures, this picture was taken in 2019. in Accra, Ghana, and we had many people from different parts of the world. And the one below, it was last year in Chicago. I gave a presentation about the open source but mostly it was more of in Django because I'm more into web development. Then people, they ask now, if you are talking about open source communities, what do people actually do in those communities? You organize events, you contribute to software, you contribute through speaking, and you build the community across the globe. I think the globe is being cut. Let's talk about the event organizing. How do you organize events? Because I know that many countries have different challenges. It's not easy. In some countries, it's not easy to maybe to encourage people to attend your event. You might spend thousands of dollars, but then you end up having only 5 or 3 people attend your event. Organizing events, it's more of you need people from different countries to assist you. If you look at PyCon Namibia, I'm the organizer, but we do have people from other part of the world that help us to organize PyCon Namibia. But then let's say, for example, now, how does this organizing event going to help you now as organizers? You have someone from United States, maybe who work for a certain companies, but now if they see how you contribute to that event in Kigali or Lagos or Arusha, I think if they have event at their companies, they might say that, no, I know Jacob from Kigali. I think it will be the right person to use to help us to organize this event. And what will happen after that? Those people, they are going to fund you. That is the first thing, which means that you are going to have access to funding to that event or to that conference. What will come out of that? They find you, you go to United States, or you go to maybe Accra or Addis Ababa. Then when you went to that event, you are going to meet maybe different people that you wanted to meet before that maybe who are your role models, or maybe who wrote a book or author of different books that you use for learning web development or anything else. Which means that the event organizing open opportunity for you to meet your role models, or it open opportunity for you to meet others, developer or the conference organizer in different parts of the world. Software contributions. When you are participating in open source communities, there is what we call sprint. Sprint actually, like in my case, maybe I develop a software and I made that event. I will give you a platform now to talk to me face to face, which means that actually we are contributing at the same software, the one that I've developed. And sometimes when I may be selling that software at the end of the day, I'll say that, okay, Jonas contributed to this software. I'm going to give him this 5% out of it. That is one benefit of it. But now we know that sometimes these are open source software. It's not about maybe selling it. Sometimes it's more of giving you opportunity or maybe giving you access to the outside world. But now when people are checking your GitHub account or GitHub profile, they will see that you have contributed to this software that is used by Google or Microsoft or Meta, which means that if there is an opportunity in Meta, people, they will just go there and see that how many people in Africa who contribute to this software. Basically, it's obvious they are going to choose you. That's how you be visible to the outside world. We talk about speaking engagement. Speaking engagement, actually, it's more of giving presentations. It's obvious, like now I'm giving presentations. Everyone is watching me. Later on, after my presentation, you guys, you are going to share maybe with your colleagues. And if I'm looking for a job, your colleagues are going to say that, okay, this person was talking about open source. If we need someone who knows more about open source community, it's obvious we are going to reach out to that person who was giving a presentation about open source. That's how open source community bring people together or make you visible to the outside world. And also, you cannot, let's say if you stay, maybe you are in Uganda or in Namibia, you stay in small town, you can start your own communities. When you start your own community, actually now the outside world or different organizations like Python Software Foundation, Canonical, the company behind Ubuntu, they will be able to see you, say that, okay, this person is active. That is one of the benefits of being or contributing to the open source communities. You are not alone. There's a lot of people around the world who don't have any skills or who don't have any ideas or who don't know how to contribute to open source community. Don't feel like if you are from the small town or small village, then you are not going to contribute to it. Just start small. You can do any sort of things. Maybe you look at the documentation, go to GitHub, you look at the documentations, one documentation, you push the code, you fix something. If you are good maybe with the language, you can just concentrating on maybe fixing different paragraph instead of coding. And then from there, people will start reaching out to you because you are answering questions and you are fixing problems. But now, how does this, I think this one I explained more about this. And now we talk about job opportunity now through organizing conferences or contributing the community itself. But I think I take more about it. But now let's talk about a company like Canonical. That is a company behind Ubuntu. That company hire every year. I can say every month. And most of their employees, they attend events in Africa. And Canonical sponsor African events. Which means that these people, when you are applying for a job, they will look, okay, let's say you are applying for let's say community engineer. It's obvious, they will look, how do you involve in the community? But if you are not part of the community, do you think you stand a chance? Yeah, you can stand a chance, but it's the chance is very low. Which means that the moment you start, maybe you attend the event, maybe a summit, try to put it on your CV, say that I attended this event, or maybe you gave maybe a presentation, even if it is 5 minutes, just put it on the CV, because sometimes when it comes to the outside world, qualification, the normal qualification that we always get in Africa, sometimes it doesn't matter. Because like in my case, when I got my international job, I don't think my qualification was matter. It was more of how are involved in the open source communities. But I was just doing coding in that company, and at the same time, I was also connecting the companies to the users now, because I had that influence of the community and the company, and the company at the same time need the users. Where are these users? These users in the community which I am part of. That is one of the maybe benefits if you start being active in the community, if you start being visible in the community. Maybe you can use your social media like LinkedIn, Twitter, which is X now, Facebook. If you start posting, if you attend, let's say now you are attending this, you can even post about it, and people, they knows me, and it's like you are linked to me. At the end of the day, they say that, okay, there's this person who posted about you. Do you know him? Do you think he's the first, is a good person maybe to join our company? It's obvious. Maybe I won't be your reference. Who knows? Yeah, it happens every day when it comes to the many people. Only that sometimes you can't come forward and say that I help you to do this, but company reach out, especially for those people who apply for remote job. These are things that we should also do. But also during events, try to connect, try to network. Yeah, because you cannot go there and attend events and go back home. No, try to talk to people who can refer you to someone else. That was me in Czech Republic, and I think this guy down here is from Kenya. He was at PyCon Namibia. You see, he traveled from Nairobi, and he was in Namibia this year, and he was giving workshop and presentation for high school learner at one of our local school in Katutura. Katutura is one of those location or suburb in Namibia that is a bit disadvantaged. But you see, someone travel from Nairobi, come to Namibia, just to get to try to contribute or to help the communities. And as I'm sitting here, you see, now I'm talking about him, and I know that if there is an opportunity, I'll be able to say that, I know this person, he was in Namibia, I think he's a good person to assist you. These are small things that we can also look at. The open source community in Africa, we do have many community in Africa, like open source community Africa. You can search online, you'll be able to join those communities. Those ones, they share resources. JangoCon Africa, that's the annual conference. You can also contribute to by maybe organizing it or apply to give a talk. The same as PyCon Africa, it will be in Uganda this year. I think people, I know the call for proposal already closed, but then the opportunity grant is closing tomorrow, which means that you have a chance to apply. If you want to go to Uganda, you can apply, then you get a grant. I'm one of the organizers of that. We do PyCon Namibia, it will happen next year. I think the call for proposal will be open next month. Then it's an opportunity for you to apply, and we can also assist you. And also we do have, when it comes to the Python, go to Nigeria, they have their Python Nigeria, Ghana, Namibia, Kenya, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and South Africa, many African countries. When it comes to Django communities, the biggest is JangoCon Africa, but in Namibia we do have Django Namibia.
You forgot Django Rwanda.
Django what?
Django Rwanda, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, my God.
Yeah. So actually
Yeah.
we are leading and organizing Django Rwanda, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know they. I will receive mess. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
we do have
Python Rwanda.
a bygone one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you know what even if you go back here, because I mentioned bygone Africa, because I know
Sure.
in Rwanda this year, then I just forgot about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have Ubuntu Kenya. I know we do have. I put the link for the circle here because I know there is one in Nigeria, and I know Nigeria, Ghana, Namibia, and Kenya. I think 4 or 5 in Africa. You can also join those community. There is a lot of benefits here when it comes to funding, contributing to those. When it comes to Ubuntu, it's more of canonical. You are contributing, actually indirectly you are contributing to Canonical, the company behind Ubuntu. Yeah. And we have Jungle Girls. It's well known. If you have events that you are organizing for girls or the beginners, you can also apply for a grant for, like, you can just go access their links, then you can apply for a grant. Most of these conferences, they give a grant. We actually, there is also a Google developer group. For those of you who want to be part of it, you can also try to access all those links. But one thing that I like about this Google developer, no, this one, I'm not like in Namibia there was, but now I don't know because I don't see them, but I think they are there. We do have Umbukon Africa. What is happening with Umbukon Africa is that if you have, let's say, you have a conference in Uganda, you can maybe organize, let's say, JangoCon Uganda, then you contact Canonica, then maybe you can say JangoCon Uganda and Umbukon Uganda. Then you'll be able to get the funding from the Canonica to sponsor event. Those are the opportunity that you get for like starting your own communities. Because I know funding in Africa, it's difficult, but at least you have access to Canonica now. They can fund that through Umpukon. That's funding and employment. Gunga Summer of Code, I think it's well known. We actually, what happened with Gunga Summer of Code, one thing that I like about it is that you can also apply through Python or Django community. The good thing with that is that you work with a core developer of those language in the framework. Let's say you apply through a Django community, you work with the core developer of a Django framework, which means that even if you are contributing the Google Summer Code or joining Google Summer Code, at the same time you are going to benefit from the skills of those experts. That is one thing. And these are the right people. If you are applying for international maybe job or remote job, that you can put on your CV. And at the same time, you're also going to benefit financially or the grant that you're going to get from there. These are the things that you should also look at. I'll share my slide later. Maybe you can access those links and see how to apply for those grants. We funding all the Python conferences around the world. They do fund people. Funding, it comes in different way. As a sponsors, and at the same time maybe as an opportunity grant. We call it opportunity grant. That's a financial grant. But then what is happening here is that if you want to travel to the conference in maybe in UK, you can apply. Let's say PyCon UK, they always have that opportunity grant. You can apply through their website, and then they will pay for your travel, flight, visa, and all this. But now, remember, we are talking about the community. For you are competing with more than 1,000 people around the world who want to travel to UK. For you to get that grant, people will look at how do you contribute to the open source community. That is one thing that you should also pay attention when you are applying to those grants. I know sometimes people they ask why I didn't qualify for that grant, why I was not given that grant. You are not visible. People they don't know you. You are not that active. You just need to be active. You need to go out there, put your information on social medias, because when we are reviewing that grant,
Yeah, this is the best part of open source.
yeah,
We talk
because
about it.
because the moment I see your application, I will try to look at your social media. How do you behave there? What do you post? These are small things that you need to pay attention to. I know we like talking about sport. It's not a bad thing. You can talk about it. But then I think the language and all these things you need to a bit, especially if you are trying to take serious with your career, you need to pay attention to those small things that you are putting on social media. That is from Python Software Foundations and Django Software Foundations. And even GitHub sponsors. You can build your presence there. Then company and individual will be able to sponsor your work. Just put it out there online. You talk to people. People will be able to sponsor your work. That is what I have been doing. That is what I have been doing. Even when I'm traveling all around the world, I've been funded. For the company that I work with, I was working for a company in Japan for 4 years. I got those opportunities through open source. And the company have been sponsoring me traveling to Malaysia and all those countries. These are opportunity as an African developer that we need to take serious. And also, we need to put it on our CV. We talk about the company Canonica. I mentioned about Canonica. I mentioned about, I think there's Andela. I think does Andela still, yeah. There's Andela, Mozilla, Redec, Automatic. The pathway of doing this, you need to contribute publicly your GitHub profile. That is one thing. Every time when I'm trying to know you, first I'll try to look at, does this person use GitHub? I'll just go to your profile, look at your, I know LinkedIn is okay, but there's a lot of I don't know, misleading. It's okay, but some information kind of misleading. You find people they just post everything, but sometimes if you go to GitHub, you look at the person code, then graphs. I know some of us sometimes we build those graphs. We just commit just a small thing because we just want those graphs to have those green stuff, but people then go through your profile, look at through your code, look at how you maybe respond to different questions on GitHub. And also you can also apply for Google Summer of Code. I think I've mentioned this. Speaking at the conference, I mentioned that. And also try to network, talk to people. These are the same people who are going to refer you to different companies that are hiring. Because I know sometimes people they use LinkedIn a lot or trying to maybe going to company website. Sometimes job happens through recommendations. kind of like you are being treated as internal because someone within a company refer you because he or she knows your work in the public. He or she knows how you contribute to the software. The opportunities are out there. You can apply. It's waiting for you. And I think if you have a questions, and I'm ready to answer those questions. Yeah.
Thank you, Ngazetungue Muheue.
Ngazetungue Muheue. I think you guys,
Oh,
you need
yes.
to. I need to.
I'm not alone, right? Even in a
I
lot of
know.
conference you need to do, we are struggling to pronounce your name.
I know. I was expecting when I went to East Africa. I was expecting people to pronounce my names well, but then it didn't happen because my my language is almost like Swahili's, and but yeah.
Yeah, Ngazetungue Muheue. All right,
Yeah,
thank you so much. So,
yeah.
uh, many African developers still rely on CVs and job applications. From your experience, what are they missing about how opportunities really happen today?
Actually, to answer that, that is what I tried to mention during my presentations. That at the beginning we were told to believe that if you have that certain qualifications, you can only qualify to a position if you have that certain qualifications. But if you look at the different companies, they look at your involvement in different sectors. Let's say in this case, we are talking about software now. They look at how do you involve in different uh, communities, how do you involve in maybe developing certain software that the company use. We are talking about Linux now. If you want to work for Bank, it's obvious we know that in different companies use Linux. It's obvious if you mentioning Linux, Ubuntu, Kali, or whatever on your CV. It's obvious they know that okay, there is a bit of relationship with what we are doing now. These are small things that you can also do or put it on your CV. But then we do have a project called Fanaka. I don't know whether Fanaka is a Swahili
From Kenya,
name.
right? Yeah, from Kenya, Fanaka, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Swahili name, but that project was created by um, Daniele Broshita.
Is it from Kenya, right?
No, it's not from Kenya, but there are contributors from Kenya.
Okay.
Most of the contributors are from Kenya. But that Fanaka, you can use it. It's one of the good projects that you can contribute to. And with that project is that you at least you get to learn how to position your CV when you are applying, even for international companies. Because I know sometimes we put unnecessary things on our CV, but that project it has more information how to apply for that for international, maybe remote job, how to maybe to write your CV or even your cover letters and all this. That is a good project. And also the good thing with that project is that if you are maybe you are from Kenya, Uganda, or Namibia or South Africa, you'll be able to maybe to contribute to and say that okay, in South Africa, this is how we this is how maybe recruiter view our CVs, which means that you can add more information so that at least if there is someone in Uganda want to apply for a company in South Africa, they know this is how I am going to maybe design my CV at least to match the South African way of doing CV or SME. These are things that you can also look at that project. I don't know how to share that link of that project, but it's Fanaka. It's Fanaka. Yeah.
Fanaka,
Yeah. Yeah. That's one
the
of
way
the
you're
good
pronouncing it is the same. Fanaka.
Yeah, Fanaka.pro.
All right. So, um, I know that there were some points that you mentioned on your presentation, but let us try to go deep. But before asking the question that you mentioned, I want to know, like, you travel a lot, you're traveling a lot. Usually, when I'm talking to you, you're traveling.
Yeah.
So, how that started exactly?
My journey started a long time, but then by that time I was a student. What I did is that I gave my first presentations at PyCon Namibia. Yeah. And then we had, I think, more than 10 or 15 international speakers who attended PyCon Namibia at that time. And then what those people, they helped me to maybe start applying for international conferences. That's how I started. And then what I did is that year I applied for PyCon UK in Cardiff. Then I went to Cardiff. I gave a presentations there. I think that was that conference. Those two conferences opened doors for everything. To be honest, from there, that's when I started seeing many conferences, or many people started approaching me to give presentations, and also helping them maybe organizing their conferences. That's how my whole journey started. But I was a student by that time, but I had to force things. When you want something, you want to get something, you always say that, okay, there is a school here, I want to finish my degree, and at the same time there is an open source community here. I don't know whether I'm going to finish my degree, which means that I have to balance these two things. That's what I did. I did both of the things together. But then after finishing my studies, then I got a remote job. Then from there, I think since then I've been traveling. It's all about me sometimes saying that, no, I can't go to that conference. Oh, maybe I'm busy this time. Yeah, that's how it was, more of giving talks. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, uh, how has open source personally changed your career, network, or life opportunities?
Yeah, I've been living or surviving through open source, to be honest. My life is more of open source. Um, Imagine, even for the company that I worked for, the I worked for before, the owner or the CEO of the company, he involved in open source. He's one of the founder of Python Asia. And then, you see, that's what I'm trying to say, that this person, they gave me that opportunity to work for their company because of my involvement. Then I worked for that company for 4 years. And then now, as I'm sitting here, I'm working on different projects that I am surviving from. But then, who are the contributors of those projects? people that I met through traveling or conferences, these are the same people who use my software that I develop,
Oh,
or
really?
who helped me when I'm stuck. That okay, now I'm trying to add this feature on this software and I'm struggling. Imagine you network with someone who is a core developer for Python or in Django. It's obvious those people they have that high skills. They share resources. Some of them they are authors of books like Adam Johnson is one of the person who have been behind me, and Daniela's. Dear Lord, I can't finish mentioning these people. Yeah, actually,
So,
my life is more of open source and all this. Yeah.
you mentioned about companies. So, w- what is one contribution or community involvement that unexpectedly open a big opportunity for you?
Um, Python Namibia.
Oh, really, really.
That's number one. One
So,
thing
when
that
did
you
you
should
start
know
it
about.
exactly?
I started Python Namibia 2015. I've been
So,
in open source for 11 years, I think. 11 years now. Yeah. And you know what happened is that when we started with Python Namibia, it was initiative of University of Namibia and at the same time University of Cardiff, which means that I had access to the international community who were attending PyCon Namibia.
yeah.
Yeah, from that, that's how I network with them. These are the people who have been part of my journey, even academically. Sometimes, sometimes you working on a project at the universities, you talk to them and say that no, please, how to do this, and they give me advice. That is, and then PyCon UK. Then PyCon UK open my life to the international communities. Those are the two conferences that I feel like it helped me a lot. And when it comes to the Ubuntu's, it's just Ubuntu Summit. Yeah, it's actually I have a good relationship with most of the people who work for Canonica. We speak most of the time. But the first two conference, those ones, they really gave me opportunity to the if I was a car, I can say they gave me opportunity to the international market. Yeah, I can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you are help you have helped build Ubuntu Namibia, Python Namibia, and Django communities. So, what are the biggest challenges of growing sustainable communities in Africa?
It's that one. It's it's obvious. In
Yeah,
some communities, we talk about funding. In Africa, it's very difficult for us to our own local companies to sponsor our events, and
yeah, it's not easy.
sometimes yeah, and sometimes as organizers you tend to start using your own resources to run some of these community because you are more attached to some of these communities. So I'm saying that sometimes when you are talking about open source, there's a lot of sacrifice that
Sure.
you need to be aware of when you are joining some of these communities. And also, people they do burnout. Imagine sometimes you start a community, you are maybe 10 people, and some people feel like they are exhausted. You'll be left alone. Will you be able to run a community if you are alone? those are the one of those challenges that we face. And also when you go to maybe institution support, sometimes you ask yourself, does the government assist you? If you are not getting support from maybe the government or those high institutions in your country, it's really, you
It's
can
really
try.
hard.
It's
Yeah, I
really
know, I
hard.
know,
It's really hard.
I
I
know.
know.
So, for example,
So,
actually, it's very easy for Open Source Kigali
yeah,
because we are in partnership with the Minister of ICT, so the government of Rwanda. But it's not easy.
yeah,
Which means if we don't have those partnership, it's not easy. It's something
it's not
difficult.
it's not easy, because even if you look at Python Namibia, actually the good thing with that is that one thing that help us even to survive for this long is that we partner with university. Sometimes you get venue for free, which means that
Sure.
that venue will come the venue will come with internet connections and all this. And also the good thing is that we are consistent, which means that we build that trust with international companies. Although sometimes we struggle maybe to get funding, but at least for 11 years now that we have been running the community, we know that okay, we can approach this company even if they are not going to give us those thousands of dollars, but at least even if it is 500 US dollar, it's enough. We can try. We can use this money to maybe to bring students or learner from different town to attend the event. But in some other countries, it's not easy to do that.
Yeah.
And also, you are talking about maybe how do maybe parents understand this?
So, uh,
Let's say
Muheue?
mm,
Muheue, yeah. Sorry.
Muheue.
So, we are running after time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In your opinion, what makes a tech community truly impactful beyond just organizing events?
The I feel like you what project that you worked on. That is one, because for you to go to maybe certain institutions to feel like you are doing something, at least there should be something that they can look at. Maybe you develop a software within your community and you say that we have this software, and this software is going to help maybe the your institutions. People, they, even if you are looking for sponsors, they say that there is this software that these people develop. I think it will help us to go forward. Now we can fund this software. That's an impact that you are bringing to the organizations or the industries. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm trying
all
to
right.
illustrate.
So,
Yeah.
because YouTube supports just 1 hour
Yeah.
when you're doing live, let's go fast. Like, okay, the last question before going to the one on, because there is some questions around the chat,
Yeah.
but let me ask you the last one, like on my side. So, after this webinar, what are three practical things developer can start doing this week uh, to be more visible in open source?
Number one, set up your GitHub, activate it. That's
All
your
right.
GitHub profile. Number two, join the active community within your countries and start participating. Number three, please, if you have maybe a blog, you can start publishing contents of anything that you learn. Even after maybe about this presentation, you can even write about it. I'll be able to share it online. Then you at least you get traffic and people start talking to you. Yeah.
So, let's take something in the chat. is fifth. Many African developers are actively contribute to open source projects, but sometimes struggle to get
Yeah, I think understand the questions. Yeah, sometimes contributions. How do you contribute? That is number one. Because sometimes you as a person, you should try to put yourself in the positions where a company will be able to see you or people will be able to see you. And there are some project independent, like let's say if you are contributing to a Django framework, we know that there are many companies that they recruit Django developer. They always go there. Can you try to look for those projects that you feel at least where you find active communities, especially in Django, Python, Ubuntu? That one, the community is very much active. They will be able to see even Black Python devs. It's very active communities. Can you try to maybe to contribute to start with those ones, try to contribute to it, at least for you to build that network? Yeah.
Ngazetungue Muheue, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much to be at Open Source Kigali. So my name is Didas Mbarushimana. I'm a software engineer, lead and organizer of Open Source Kigali, React.js Rwanda, and Django Rwanda. So if you want to know more about Ngazetungue Muheue, please you can Google him. He's the most popular guy when you're talking about open source. When you're talking about like Python, I know you travel a lot, US, I don't know where exactly, because usually when I'm talking to you, you're traveling.
Yeah.
So I think we will have another session maybe at the end of this year, so then we can discuss more about this subject because there's some questions that I didn't ask you
Yeah.
because of
I can
time.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for everyone. So you can find us on LinkedIn. Our website is oskigali.org. You can join the community, contribute to open source projects. All right, guys. See you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Bye.